There's no more hope. The situation is hopeless. These are words that you never want to hear. But this is what was going through my mind as I was staring at the Greek guy. Welcome back to another episode of The Faces of ROCOR. Today is December 10th, and that means that it is the feast of the Kursk-Root Icon of the Mother of God, the guide and protectress of the Russian Orthodox Church outside of Russia. I'd like to share a story with you about a miracle that happened in front of my own eyes in 2010 while we were traveling with the Kursk-Root Icon in Charlotte, North Carolina. Except at the time, I had no idea that I was witnessing a miracle. We had been on the road for several weeks. We just finished a large service with the Kursk Icon in a Greek cathedral in Charlotte. The church was packed to capacity. It was approaching midnight, and so the priest says that we have to go visit this sick boy in the hospital who's dying. And as we're going to this sick boy, the priest says, can we stop in this room? There's a parishioner that I'd like to visit. I don't know the guy's name. That's why I call him the Greek guy, because I didn't even care to find out his name. But I do remember watching this Greek guy hold the Kursk-Root Icon and thinking to myself, there is no more hope. This situation is hopeless. I don't know why I thought that. Perhaps because he was old. Perhaps because he already made peace with the fact that he was dying. I don't know why. I just figured I wrote this guy off. There is no more hope. We eventually left his room and went to visit the sick boy. This was a sight that I probably won't ever forget. It's like 18, 19 years old. And the boy was in a coma, and his entire family was standing around him. This was a situation where it was pretty obvious that there was no more hope left. We left the hospital that night, and several weeks later we get a phone call from the priest. The young boy who we visited took a turn for the worse, and his family was called to say their last goodbyes before they turned off all the life support machines. We had left a paper icon, copy of the Kursk Icon, at his hospital bed. And before they were about to turn off the machines, the priest said, hold on. He took this small icon of the Mother of God, and he said to the boy, I believe his name was Alexander. I think he said, Alexandros, the Mother of God wants you to get up. And suddenly, all the monitors came back to life. He was breathing on his own. A few weeks later, the boy was out of the hospital. But what happened to the Greek guy? That's something that never even crossed my mind. As soon as we left his hospital room, I just wrote him off. We came back to that same parish the following year. And who do you think was standing in the doorway to greet the Kursk-Root Icon of the Mother of God? That's right, the Greek guy. In fact, he had tears in his eyes. He had donated this elaborate display of flowers to adorn the icon in gratitude for saving his life. I don't know why I thought of that today. In fact, I wanted to share another story with you, but I think you've already heard it. During that same Kursk Icon tour, as we were approaching a parish, my father, who was with us at the time, said, pull over, I have to use the restroom. About 2 miles from the church, I start arguing with him and saying, why? Why can't we just wait till we get to the church? Finally, at the last second, he says, pull over. So I swerve the car off the highway, angrily pull in, park the car, slam it into park, and I'm just sitting there, pouting. And as my dad's coming back to the car, this man in the neighboring car comes out and approaches him and says, Father, I don't need any money. I just need prayers. And my dad cuts him off and says, well, you're in luck. I have the Mother of God in my back seat. The guy's eyes just opened wide and he's looking at us, huh? And he says, my dad says, follow us to the church. We're about to have a service and you can venerate her. And he says, I don't even have enough money for gas. So we gave him $40. And we figured this was the last we'll ever see of this man. The next thing you know, he's standing in church, praying to the Mother of God. At the end of the service, his name was Joe. Joe comes up to us and says, I recently lost my wife and both daughters. My house burned down and I lost my job. And I pulled into that rest area to kill myself. Can you imagine what was going through this man's mind just seconds before the Kursk icon pulled into that rest area? You see, the lesson of the icon, someone asked me recently, what's so special about the Kursk-Root Icon? She doesn't stream any myrrh. Well, that may be true. But the Kursk icon, as it says in the Troparion, is a fountain of miracles. This icon streams miracles. There's only one requirement. You have to come to her with faith. That's what I didn't realize while I was standing there looking at the Greek guy, saying there's no more hope. I clearly do not appreciate this icon. I don't think I realize what we have. There are people that stand in line for 20 plus hours in Russia to venerate this icon for 2 seconds. And all I have to do is get into my car and take a nice, comfortable hour-and-a-half ride to New York City, and I can venerate this icon anytime. But I have never once in my life made a special trip to New York City just to venerate this icon. That's the reality. You see, many people don't realize that the Mother of God goes where she wants to go. I learned that the hard way, in a hospital in North Carolina and on the freeway. She goes where she wants to go. We know that in the history of this icon, the princes wanted to take her from Kursk to Moscow. And they did. Except when they got to Moscow, the following day, she appeared back in Kursk. Could you imagine if that happened to us? If we went to venerate her at the Synodal Cathedral in New York City and she was not there because she by herself went back to Russia, what would we say then? I'd like to share a clip with you today in honor of the Mother of God. It is one of my favorite video clips. Anytime that I'm not sure, anytime I start to lose hope and forget about this icon, I look at this clip. This is a video of my great-grandmother. We called her Baba Raya. Anyone who knew this woman knew that she was a saint. I know. Everyone says that about their grandmother, but it's absolutely true about this particular grandmother. In 2010, that same year that I witnessed these miracles, we took the icon to my grandmother who already had dementia. She didn't recognize me or my father, her own family members. But look what happened when the icon came into the house.
Яко необоримую сцену, источник чудес, стяжавшийся рабы Твоего Родица Пречистая,
излагаем, тем же
молим Тебя, милость Отечеству нашему даруй, и душам нашим велью милость.
О,
Видите,
слава
как
Богу.
я
Слава
уже
Богу.
запуталась тоже.
Ой, бабушка, чтоб все в 99 лет могли бы так молитвы читать, как ты читаешь и поешь. У нас молодые не знают так.
Да ну.
Ну, молодые не знают тропарь нашей Адигитрии.
Да что вы
Ну,
говорите.
представляешь, как это возможно? А?
Ну, бывают случаи такие, бывают, что не знает наизусть. Но я тоже путаю уже.
Тебе прощаю. That is faith in action. This video clip is footage of someone putting their faith into action.
Сколько молитв, сколько слез, Царица Небесная, помоги нам невостанно в своих милости. Царица Небесная, не имя иные помощи, не имя надежды. Разве тебе, Владычица, ты нам поможи, на тебя надеемся, тобою хвалимся, твоей боюсь мы, да не постыдимся.
Окей.
Ой, Боже.
Что здесь? Да, тут матушка.
Thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please, if you have a story about the Kursk-Root Icon and how it affected your life, perhaps a miracle, perhaps just a warm memory about the icon, please share it with us. Send us a message. Comment on this video. Let the whole world know that there is no such thing as a hopeless situation, so long as we have the Mother of God with us. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.